All right, the big picture at this point, 2:30 p.m. local time, is that the NDA is at 294, the India bloc at 231, and in a few hours from now, we will know the exact numbers of what the BJP-led NDA has got and what the India bloc has got. This is an exciting election. Some setbacks for the BJP in the Hindi heartland, but it's done very well in Odisha, in both the state assembly as well as the Lok Sabha. My colleague Shivan has the details for Odisha.
Yes, Bharvi, of course, these are two states. There is a lot to talk about here, and there has been major action coming in with developments happening by the hour. Let's start with Odisha. Two coastal Indian states are also up for grabs in the Indian general elections, and both are voting the incumbent government out. The Biju Janata Dal, or the BJD's 24-year reign in Odisha is on shaky ground now. The BJP is in pole position to form the government as things stand, with leads in 74 of the 147 constituencies. The majority mark is 147, and the BJP is poised to take power for the first time on its own. It was in alliance with the BJD from 2000 to 2009. The BJD is suffering extensive losses in its bastion of coastal Odisha, with the BJP making gains in southern and northern Odisha. Now, India's longest-serving Chief Minister Naveen Patnaik is leading in Kantabhanji in western Odisha by just over 1,300 votes, while leads his traditional Hinjli seat by close to 4,000 votes. The BJP is sweeping the parliamentary seats in the state and leads in 19 of the 21 seats. The face of the BJP in Odisha, Union Minister Dharmendra Pradhan, is leading in Sambalpur by over 60,000 votes. Shifting focus to Andhra Pradesh. Now, it's a double delight for Chandrababu Naidu's TDP, the Telugu Desam Party. They're sweeping the Andhra Pradesh Assembly as well as the state's Lok Sabha seats. They are on track to dethrone Jagan Reddy's YRCP in the state. Naidu is all set to play the role of, he's a key player, of course, is being touted as a kingmaker in the state as well. And in this closely fought Lok Sabha poll, he has played a major role. Let's just take a look at the alliances that Naidu has formed over the years. Now, Chandrababu Naidu was part of the NDA government between 2014 and 2019. He then left the NDA before 2019 Lok Sabha polls and joined the Congress-led UPA alliance to lose in both Lok Sabha and Assembly polls. Soon after the loss, he distanced himself with the Congress and became part of the NDA. Just before elections started in March 2024, just a few days before the national elections were announced. Well, those were updates from Odisha and Andhra Pradesh. We are tracking those developments closely. These were the top developments at the hour, which we will be bringing you at the top of each hour. Bharvi, back to you.
Right, Shivan, thanks for all those updates. Now, as we've been pointing out state by state, Maharashtra is also a very significant state for the BJP. The exit polls had said it will be doing well, but it seems at the moment that the Uddhav Thackeray's faction of the Shiv Sena and the Sharad Pawar faction of the NCP is doing well with the Congress. And Disha Shah, my colleague, is in Mumbai tracking all the latest developments and is joining us now. Disha, there was so much, and Idris is joining us from Jammu and Kashmir, from Srinagar. Disha, there was so much talk about, the factional fights between the two sides. Who's the real Shiv Sena? Who's the real, NCP? What really played out in this election? There were also a lot of local issues at play as well. Take us through some of those aspects.
Well, absolutely. It certainly looks like the voters have decided, as per the early trends, that who the real Shiv Sena and the NCP is. Remember, if you talk about the early trends, the MVA is leading in about 29 seats as we speak, and the NDA is leading in the other 17 seats. So there's a huge gap if you talk about as per the early trends is concerned. And like you rightly pointed out, yes, local issues did have an importance in this election, because most of the candidates that were fielded were from key constituencies where local issues really mattered. For example, the BJP, as per the early trends, faced a major setback in the Vidarbha region today. So they won only 3 out of 10 seats, if you talk about, as per the early trends. And that's because of the farmer issues, the agrarian issues, which, of course, the candidates that have been fielded before have been really working on those local issues as per the people that we spoke to. So that, of course, played a major role. And if we talk about the exit poll, also predicted that the BJP will lead the way, especially in Maharashtra, but that is something which is not looking like as per the early trends. It's the Uddhav Thackeray faction. In fact, in Mumbai also, the India's financial capital city, out of 6 seats, 4 have been won by MVA alone. So that is a strong hold of, Uddhav Thackeray Shiv Sena that we are talking about. So the major setback that the BJP and the alliance partners have faced, especially in the Vidarbha belt, the western belt, which always has been the farmers' belt and the issues related to the farmers.
Thanks, Disha, for getting all those updates. Of course, Maharashtra is one state which has got everyone's attention ever since the morning, with the developments coming in on an hourly basis. I'd like to now shift focus to Siddhant Sibal, who is joining us from the BJP headquarters in New Delhi. Siddhant, you have to tell us, what's the mood like at the BJP headquarters? Because most exit pollsters, they've all been surprised with the figures that are coming out and how far they are from what the exit polls are suggesting.
Well, Shivan, I'm hopping from BJP headquarters to the Congress headquarters since morning. Right now, I am at the BJP headquarters, and celebrations are taking place at both the headquarters of the parties. Now, essentially, a short while ago, they were distributing sweets here at the BJP headquarters. I'm standing just outside the BJP headquarters. Now, as they say, you win some, you lose some. The good news is, of course, that the NDA has crossed the majority mark. But, of course, for the BJP, it's not so good given the fact they're still leading in just around 240 seats or 243 seats. They have not crossed the halfway mark, and that, of course, will be seen as the biggest news point, given that the Prime Minister was talking about 400 seats in the election. So that's the negative news for the Congress. Of course, they will not be able to form government so far, but of course they have been able to get good numbers. They're leading in approximately 100 seats, and of course combined with the India Alliance, they have a good percentage in the parliament. A strong opposition is another news point. But all in all, by evening we'll get to know what kind of celebrations both sides are planning, given that both sides are in cautious optimistic mood since morning.
Okay, Siddhant, thanks for that. That's actually very funny, and it's quite interesting that both sides are in celebration mode. So they're both saying that, well, the BJP obviously thinks it's doing well because it's crossed with the NDA, it's crossed the 272 mark, and the Congress, of course, didn't expect this kind of win possibly, and so it's already celebrating. Now, Idris is standing by in Srinagar, is joining us for more. And Idris, you just reported to us that there have been 2 major setbacks in Jammu and Kashmir for 2 former chief ministers, big faces in the valley, Mehbooba Mufti and Omar Abdullah. What does this mean for the politics of the valley, for these parties which have been set, in their systems for so long? And also, how are the others faring in the Union Territory?
Well, absolutely. It's a big setback for the 2 former chief ministers of Jammu and Kashmir, both Mehbooba Mufti as well as Omar Abdullah. Omar Abdullah, though, taking it very gracefully and coming out and tweeting and congratulating Engineer Rashid, who is way ahead if we talk about the numbers in the Baramulla constituency at the moment. It seems like both Omar Abdullah as well as Sajjad Ghani Lone are trailing way behind him, and it's an easy win for Engineer Rashid this time. Engineer Rashid has been languishing in the jail for the last many years now. He was arrested before 2019 abrogation day. They were all taken into custody. He was an MLA at that point of time, and since then he has been at Tihar jail under an NIA case which is of a terror funding. Now it's very interesting to be seen if he wins the seat, whether the government will actually clear him of the accusations that are against him. On the other hand, if we talk talk about the Mehbooba Mufti in South Kashmir, it was very evident from the very beginning that the National Conference candidate has an upper hand there. But Mehbooba tried her best. She really campaigned aggressively all through, not only in Anantnag but also in Poonch and Rajouri areas, so that she could reach out to more and more people. But that didn't seem to work for her as well. It does seem to be a setback for the National Conference's Umar Abdullah, because he's losing the seat. But his two candidates, one from Srinagar and another from Anantnag constituency, are way ahead and are leading at the moment, and seems like they have won both the seats for him, and he has already congratulated both of them. Also, if we talk about Ladakh seat, there is an independent candidate who's way ahead of the other candidates there. He was a former National Conference candidate when the Ladakh Hill Development elections happened a few months ago. After that, he distanced himself from National Conference and decided to go solo in the parliamentary elections, and he is right now leading with a huge margin in Ladakh as well. So surprising as well as shocking results if we look at also the exit polls that were giving all the seats, including Umar Abdullah's seat, to the National Conference in Kashmir region, and both the seats in Jammu region were given to the BJP. Let me tell you that BJP seat in Jammu, Jugal Kishore seems to have an easy win over there, while as if we talk about the Udhampur seat, there is still a very tough fight going on between Dr. Jitendra Singh and Lal Singh.